All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the playground. I'm Pixie Phoenix. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. Just gone full time. I usually stream MMORPGs, Steam games, and on Monday nights we have our Vampire the Masquerade role-playing sessions. Tonight is a special continuation of a duo session between me, Al, and Vic, who's played by Zack. I'm also joined tonight by Nox, our storyteller. And remember, guys, we love to hear from you in chat. We do respond. And Nox, take it away. How have you been?
Ready to get this party rolling. Welcome, everybody, to our Saturday edition of Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition, Chronicle Philly by Night. Quick recap for those of us who don't remember what happened from Monday. Al and Vic deciding that they needed to investigate the creature that Vic had a quick tussle with who escaped, decided to follow up on Marla and attempt to find where Marla is.
Mm-hmm.
Heading to the hospital where they dropped her off, they were able to convince the staff, both at admissions and in the nurses' station near where she was staying, that they were supposed to be there, where they retrieved some of the belongings that were left behind in her room. While they were there, they had a kind of pseudo encounter with a Hakata that they had never seen before. And choosing to follow up on that real quick, they found themselves face to face with a couple of ghouls who, after some unseemly comments towards Al,
Mm-hmm.
Hooker.
they ended up deciding that their time was better spent elsewhere. Leaving the hospital, heading back to the club, Brittany reminded Al that she had the ability to look at objects and use premonition, which Alice did.
I think that ability has been highly underutilized. Just saying.
Which led the pair back to Sabine's former club. After poking around, they went back to a back entrance to the back of that club before it was bulldozed over. A place that they have hid before themselves, where they found the body of somebody wearing Marla's clothes stuffed down in there. As they investigated further, they realized that it was a trap, and they found themselves nearly able to escape it, but ended up being buried beneath a large amount of concrete that had been from collected shit. So, as our tale
for some wet concrete, that would have been...
that's fair.
Always looking on the bright side.
Hey, I can clear rubble. Wet concrete's another story.
So, as we start our tale tonight, the pair of you are buried underground with a unconscious woman who is wearing Al's Touchstone's clothes. So, what are... And I should point out, it is not getting close to morning at this point, but it is certainly well past midnight.
If we had to stay in there overnight, would that...
That should be fine.
Yes.
With the door blocked off, like it being
no
entombed?
Sun coming in.
Okay.
As long as I don't, dig a hole, where the sun comes in, we should be completely fine down here. But that doesn't mean I'm not still digging. I'm still trying.
Yeah.
That's where I left off last week. That's where I'm starting this week. I'm still trying to clear out some rubble, trying to make an opening. But this, if correct me if I'm not understanding correctly, but this place is big enough that even if I create a small hole where sun comes in, there's still like plenty of places like offices or rooms in the back where
Okay.
where no sunlight would come in even if the hole was open.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's that big, but there's definitely what was Sabine's former office where that you guys could hide in. So you definitely have some options available.
Okay. I think at this point, I would, while Vic is trying to do all the heavy lifting, I'll probably. Are we getting cell signal down here?
It's minimal. It's
Then
like
I'm
one
gonna
bar.
keep. First of all, I'm gonna send texts
Does the
just to see
phone
if the.
still work? There was a landline that they called us on to tell us that there was a landline on the desk. Does that still work?
No, there was they texted. It was from like from a phone that was near the body. It wasn't a landline.
Oh, I thought you said there was like a new green phone on the desk. So I thought that meant okay.
No, not a landline.
Maybe I misunderstood then. So not a landline. It was just a phone that was on. Okay.
I think my first instinct would be to text first and then just continually hitting redial until I get a signal.
So who are you trying to call, text? Who are you reaching out to?
See, this is a hard play because my instinct would be to get in touch with Michael.
Well, I mean, on it, the fact that she's not playing with us tonight doesn't mean that your instinct would be wrong. I mean, like as a character, you would still reach out to Michael. You just may not get a response because
that's what but I'm thinking those steps ahead.
Right,
so,
but that's what they call metagaming.
That's true. That's true. So but yes, first instinct is to call Michael.
Phone, nobody picks up.
So then I'm calling Ruby.
Ruby picks up. You can hear the noise from the club, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
We need backup big time over at Sabine's old place. We're currently being buried alive.
She's like, "What the? Why are you there? What's going on?"
Little investigation into me and Vic. We didn't think it would go this far, but it went further.
She's like, okay. I will send. There's a long pause. She goes, I will send some of the ghouls, I guess.
I guess.
Well, yeah, especially Romano. We need muscle right now.
She goes, I will. Okay, I will. She goes, I'll figure it out.
Why? Because he'll love it. Just kidding.
She goes, just hold on. She says, you're at Sabine's old place. Okay, just hold on. Just hang on. You hear her start to run, and then the phone goes dead.
So we made contact. I don't know what we're going to get out of it, but we made contact.
Can you psychically move any of this rock?
I'm wondering if I have some kind of Hulk power.
You can always rouse the blood.
I was about to say we could rouse the blood and see which one of us beasts out, but the other one might be fucked.
Just keep rousing until one of us beasts out.
You can only rouse once.
Once.
You can only increase your stats once. So Vic, are you continuing to try to dig your way out?
Yes. Is that a
Okay.
roll?
No, it's I would say at this point that it's not really a roll. It's just like none of this is
Amount
for
of
you.
time it
Yeah,
takes.
none of this is particularly heavy for you. There's just a lot of it.
Okay.
Um, and even though some of it is large that can be moved, a lot of it is it's debris. So it's grab grab small piece, and you're pretty sure that they didn't just bury, dump a load of crap here onto it. Is that they also put stuff on top of the crap that's on top of the hatch. So as you're pulling stuff and it moves, it's
Mhm.
continuing to kind of pull that stuff through. So at this point, it's more of a time thing than
Okay.
it is anything else.
Were we able to put any of my information on the uh, Bahari in my sheet anywhere so I had more details on that?
I don't think so. I think it's in the
Okay.
book.
Okay. I may have to like copy and paste the relevant info into a notepad just so I have it accessible.
Hmm.
My fibro fog prevents me from committing much to memory these days.
Not
Okay.
sure how well this will copy, but I'm gonna try and paste something in your.
I mean, until I hear back from anybody, I don't know that any of my abilities really lend to anything physical. I'm looking.
Well, again, you can always rouse the blood,
Yeah,
and
but doesn't that lend the potential to for us to hurt each other?
I mean, you're only at one hunger, so even
You're
if
not as far as me.
I was gonna say,
I'm close.
even if you fail it, you're still only going to be at two hunger. So
Last week when we came down here, did I do Sense the Unseen?
not when you guys went down there. No.
Let me run that real quick.
Okay. So wits and aspects.
Where's aspects? Trying to do the drop down.
It's the first line power one under your
It just says discipline.
under aspects. It'll be if you hit the yeah, the power one, the
That? No, that was hunger. Why did it do that?
if you
I see
so
the
there's
wits drop down and wits is already there and then it just says discipline, but under discipline I don't see aspects.
no, the discipline is your total amount of the discipline. Like you've got 3 in aspects.
Oh, okay.
So
So when
that's
it
what
says discipline, it's rolling the 3 from your
Okay,
discipline.
so just
right.
leave it there. Okay, I thought the drop down you'd have. I'm still getting used to this.
It's okay.
So it's just the number on the very end.
Okay, and then no modifiers.
So when you look around, there is not anything that's particularly out of the ordinary in there. There's certainly nothing. Having been down here a couple different times now, you don't see anything that's out of the ordinary. There's no nos that are lurking. There's not no one else using unseen
Okay,
passage or anything like that.
okay. Then yeah, I guess I'll rouse.
Okay. Success, and you're going to increase your strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your strength increased, you're going to pitch in and start helping Vic to start moving rubble out of the way.
Mm.
Vic, roll your, since you have the much larger pool for this. roll your strength and survival and add an additional die because
Oh, Lord. Alice starts running.
Well, you're involved in this role, so I don't think you can run away.
Like, no, take her.
In fact, it's your bonus that made me get the messy crit. It's your
Oh,
1 die bonus.
oh.
If it wasn't for your 1 die.
Okay.
Blame the woman, John. Blame the woman.
So, as you are digging through the rubble, throwing shards of concrete, throwing debris, trying to get it out of there. Even though you're making better and better time with the two of you doing it, Vic, the beast is whispering in the back of your head, telling you that you're never getting out of here, that you're always going to be stuck down here, that these two are going to be your last meals, and then it's going to be nothing but your hunger forever. So your hunger increases, as does your panic. However, with the two of you digging through, in a matter of maybe 20 minutes, you start to detect fresh air, fresh, cool air. And within a couple minutes after that, you can see the sky as you unbury yourselves. So, what do you do now?
Well, other than what's the condition of this other chick that's down here with us?
She's in bad shape, other than the fact that she is drugged to the nines already.
So feeding from her would probably mean death.
Yeah, her breathing is already depressed.
Okay.
She is
Never mind
already.
I was wondering if I could take a point down off of her, but no, if it's gonna kill her, then no, I'm not. I guess we bring her out, and I don't know what to do besides. I don't know what to do for her, honestly. Call a taxi. Call an ambulance. Just leave her there at the front. I don't know. Use the green phone. Found this body. Found this phone. Come pick her up. Leave phone with body.
Al,
Fuck
what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to just get her up out of the hatch first of all, and then take a quick look around to see if we find any evidence of who did this to us, who was around. Is there anything telling from the time we showed up to how things look now that would give us any clue as to what happened?
So there are a couple things that give you some amount of clues as to. I mean, the obvious clue as to what happened is that they left the not dump truck. My brain is completely freezing
Bulldozer?
on this. Bulldozer nearby with the keys even still in it. whoever did this to you uh, didn't seem to care if some later Philadelphia youth decided to go joyriding in it.
Um, I know this worked once before, so I'm making sure this is still clear, but I know that we agreed since I'm behind the bar, I would usually have some kind of rag on me or towel. I want to very gently get the key out of the ignition, gently fold it in the towel, don't rub it, take it back and see if we can't get some kind of fingerprint off of this.
Okay, so you're gonna pick it up um, and take it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And then I agree with Vic. We should just maybe just dial 911 on the phone and leave it by our body and just
Do you
go.
want the steering wheel too? I'm pretty sure I could rip the steering column out of and get some more fingerprints that way. Just take the whole steering column with us.
I know, but I don't know. That might not be a bad idea. Keys are a little bit more difficult than steering wheels. But it wouldn't be a steering wheel, really, would it? It's more
They're kind of these
levers.
big metal levers. Yeah.
Let's
There
just
is
we'll
a
take the
steering
key and
wheel, but
we'll be fine.
so you call 911. What do you when they pick up? What do you tell them? What do you say?
Actually, I'm going to feign being her and very breathily and very whispery. I think I've OD'd. I think I've OD'd and I can't keep my eyes open. And just lay the phone down.
Okay. You can hear the responder on the other end trying to reach the woman that there's telling her there's somebody on the way. At around the same time period, your own phone pings with a text from Clyde who says that he and Harvey are inbound and are going to be there in the next 10 to 15.
I shoot him back a message. We made it out. Head back to the club. We'll reconvene. Club meeting.
thanks for your help.
Thank you.
So they're turning around. They're heading back. So what are you guys going to do now?
Get our asses back to the club.
Yeah, I guess
Try to leave no evidence that we were here. Just get the hell out.
Okay, so you're heading back to the beacon. We'll jump forward unless you guys want to make any stops between here and there.
I don't think so.
Okay, so when you guys get to the beacon now, it is very late into the evening. Clubs closed down. Bars are mostly cleaned up. This last couple things. So what are your intentions at this point?
I think basically just to catch everybody up on what happened in the first place. And beyond that, my intention is to see if I have a access to like a fingerprinting kit or if I can get one.
I would probably like the feed, honestly.
I mean, technically, well, yeah. I was thinking though, actually, if I roll my tech, could I roll that I was smart enough to lift the fingerprints myself?
You can try.
Using the whole tapey method and then the thing and then.
You can try. I will say that would be that's going to be your intelligence and your technology, but you're looking for a really high number of successes here in order to be able to pull anything usable here.
You said intelligence?
Yep.
Is it going to ask me when I click on it? Let me see. Okay, strength. Okay, so intelligence. Good luck, everybody.
It's not bad.
That is just enough. So when you pull the fingerprint off, uh, the tape is actually what cuts it off at the top and the bottom. But you're looking at it in the light. You're pretty sure that that's about as close as a clean fingerprint as you're going to be able to pull off of something without actually having access to a forensics case.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it is a reasonably surprisingly clear, even. Vic, you said you wanted to hunt.
Yeah, I need to. I'm at 4 hunger.
Okay, so that is going to be 6, 2, and 4.
No bloody crit. No bloody crit.
I'm misspelling everything in the chat.
Okay, so you head out into.
Is that enough? Can I spend a
Uh,
willpower to?
it is enough to
Okay.
to successfully hunt. You head out into the evening, find a guy. He is not really your type. He's not high. He's very drunk. But what
Oh, my
seems
type
to
is sleeping. I'm a Sandman.
I'm drugs.
Yeah, so
but what's the bigger deal here for you? What draws you to him is that he is stumbling through a back alley, and he is holding a aluminum baseball bat. Both he and the baseball bat are covered in blood. So
Hmm.
when you step out of the shadows, uh, he goes to take a swing at you, but uh, he's drunk and you've been doing this a lot longer. Oh, also you're a vampire. Um, so this is child's play for you to basically neutralize him. So the question is, how much are you going to drink off of him?
3.
Okay, so you are going to bring yourself all the way down to a 1. When you sink your fangs into him and you start to drink, uh, the waves of emotion, um, the the anger, the flash of doing something stupid on a job site, of getting fired for it, of lying
Hmm.
about it, lying to yourself, lying to the people who were there, getting angry that you're getting fired, the fury that they would do something like that to you, that self-righteous indignation that comes with refusing to ever take responsibility for anything. Um, Picture of flashes of breaking into a close neighbor's house, looking for something to steal so you could make some ends meet, getting caught doing this, and then proceeding to beat this person, maybe to death, maybe not, you don't know. The the blood is self-righteous and selfish and angry and a whole lot of lacking in perspective. It is a bitter, somewhat grotesque taste, even as it is satiating you. It is not the most pleasant meal you've ever had. And as you drop him in the alley, and he just kind of slumps to the ground.
I want to search his pockets for a phone. If he has one, I'm going to dial 911 and just leave it there.
He does not have a phone on him. He's got a wallet with all of his identifying, and he also has in that wallet he has several $100 bills from whoever he robbed.
Mm.
But
I guess
beyond,
take the cash, but I guess not. I don't see why not. He stole it from someone else, so
I don't.
it's not his money
Yeah,
anyway.
but I have.
What?
I don't know. I just have a weird. Maybe I'm just connecting two dots that don't matter. But it mentioned he worked at a construction site. I'm wondering if he could be our invisible prisoner or that wanting to imprison us down there. Could it be him?
Well, if so, fingerprints will show that, and we'll
Right.
deal with him later.
But you're holding identification in your hand.
But we don't even know who the fingerprints belong to. So what is identification?
Oh my god.
I mean, I can't read the ID. I can't.
Go ahead, dude. You do you, boo.
Leave him with his ID. That way when someone shows up, finds him, he's at least got an ID.
so Vic heads back to the club. Al, what are you doing with this fingerprint?
I would end up calling my calling Nolte.
He does not pick up.
Okay, I shoot him a text that that I was, let's fib a little bit. Say that I was assaulted recently and managed to get the guy's fingerprint and just wanted to know if he could possibly run it for me.
You don't get a response, but that's also kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty fucking late. Yeah.
So, end of the night. What are your final thoughts, final acts before the sun comes up? Vic.
I'm not sure. This has been kind of a weird night. Like I'm glad that I'm kind of just glad I got out. Like it wasn't like a like we were able to get out. Still kind of wondering what actually happened to Marla. Like it doesn't seem like we really found out much about what really happened to Marla. So that's still a mystery. And then whoever trapped us, why they would have reason to use her as bait to go. Like I'm not sure how they're connected to us yet, but that seems to be something that Vic would be thinking about, at least, is how whoever put us in the hole is connected to Marla and what they have against us.
Al, what about you? Final thoughts for the evening?
Considering seeing if I can possibly hack fingerprint database and what that would take if Nolte doesn't get back to me. basically just, head to the apartment with Ruby and give her the rundown of what just happened. And I'd probably send a warning text, like in the group club text saying, watch your backs. Like, obviously, if someone's going to be as bold to go after me and Vic, they'll obviously come after our ghouls. So just everyone watch your back, take care of yourself.
So, with that said, as you both retire, the sun in Philadelphia starts to come up. Obviously, Vic, you fall asleep faster than Al does, who
Now has
has
the blessing of the Bahari.
who
I probably had a short, coffee with Ruby in the sense that she drinks the coffee and I get to say goodnight.
mm-hmm. With that, the sun finally rises, although only kind of, as the skies in Philadelphia are overcast and gray, and it is a rainy, rainy day. As the hours pass, as the people in the city of brotherly love go about their lives, the members of the coterie sleep. As the sun starts to descend beyond the horizon, Al, you wake. Even looking, though you look at the clock and you can see that it's still reasonably early, the skies outside are dark. It is already, with the storm that is overhead, it is a very dark night already. So, Al, how do you start your evening?
Checking my phone.
You have not heard. There is no response. There's some responses from the ghouls. Um, there is a text on the group text from both from Harvey and Clyde, who are checking up to make sure that everybody got in. Um, but overall, it's nothing of note, particularly.
Yeah, I'd probably start looking into, like, checking my computer, seeing if I have a means to possibly hack a fingerprint database. Or if I don't have that knowledge, possibly reaching out to one of our NOS friends.
So here is what you are able to glean. In order to have access to the fingerprint database, you would have to have access um, to either the computer in intake at any of the precincts, or you would have to have actual access to the database from within again uh, with any of the forensic labs or anything like that. Neither of which are, once you had access to them, then you've got full access to the database. That's fine. But getting in front of those terminals is probably the bigger challenge than
Yeah.
the technological challenge.
So probably reaching out to one of our NOS friends and seeing. Does anybody owe us anything, or is it at this point we owe everybody else?
There are a lot of favors owed. Your best honest answer is probably that you're going to need to reach out to, um, if you were looking for somebody who you could probably deal with, it would likely be Sunny.
That's what I was thinking.
But that's gonna need to be, that's in trade, which means that if you want something from her, you're going to have to offer something to her.
Okay. I'd probably reach out by text first. And ask for a call or a meeting, whatever she prefers.
It is still reasonably early, so you
Yeah.
don't get a response back.
No, I figured as much. It's just kind of a precursor.
So, Vic, as you wake up, what would be the first thing on your waking agenda?
I guess just checking in with Al, because it just seems like we didn't, like we're still we're still trying to find Marla, and that we weren't able to accomplish that the night before. So probably, yeah.
As you travel to go see Al, this seems like an appropriate place to do some housekeeping. So, everybody roll their hunger for the evening to see how you were starting the evening off.
Ooh, good thing I said.
That could have been very bad.
Womp womp.
So, how quickly those snacks tend to pass us by. Just fed just a couple hours ago, and already you're back to feeling peckish. Let me reset willpower for everybody who spent it, of course. So, two of you are back together. What's your next step? What are you doing?
Do we have any leads to go off of, or do we need to use premonition again? Because that seems again highly underutilized to get another lead.
Let me see. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Derp. I need to type in better descriptors on there. Let's resolve. It should already have the discipline in there.
Mm-hmm.
Modifier.
Now it is. Are you rolling your premonition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep in mind, before you roll premonition, you have to roll a rouse check.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Watch me fuck it up. Okay. Even though we.
Yeah, because you're rousing the
You
blood.
can just reroll. You can even just
Okay.
reroll.
Of course. Can't win for fucking losing today, man. Okay. Premonition, blah de blah. There you go. Well, at least that was the same. Whether it's enough to do anything or not.
You need to actually. You can't. You need to reroll because you need to add the additional to your hunger. For whatever reason, I can't.
Wait. Okay, so I click.
You have 2 hunger.
Yeah. 1 second, because I'm having your page is not opening for me anymore. 1 second.
Let me close.
Well, I'm just gonna read.
Okay.
I think what happened was when he updated your hunger, since whatever.
Yeah, the API acts stupid.
The roll wasn't the correct roll. So once
because your hunger had increased by 1, so you need to roll with the correct hunger.
So it would be 3 and 2 instead of 4 and 1.
Prospects, permission. No modifiers.
Nope.
There we go.
So, okay, so before we start, what are you touching? What are you latching onto to use your premonition?
The key.
Okay, so when you touch the key, you get a flash of a kind of a schlubby guy, house in the middle of the middle of Philadelphia, kind of off the beaten path, in a suburb. Um, getting in trouble, um, looking for the looking for the key, can't find the key, getting in trouble at work. Um, you were pretty sure you know where this guy's house is if you needed to navigate there.
Nice.
I didn't see anything about him and a bloody baseball bat.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I would text Vic and or wait, did you join up with me already?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're together. Okay, okay. Yeah, just let him know what I saw as much in as much detail as I can. And see if we should head over there.
If you think you can direct me, I'll drive.
All right. I'd probably check in with everybody else and just make sure there's not anything we're needed for, any drama that's come up.
No, the club is pretty on point. Everybody is who is needed to run the club is there, although of course Michael and Idaho are not there.
Mm-hmm.
As you head into the night with Vic driving, you get a text back out from Sunny, and it is just a what do you need?
Need to run a fingerprint off of a key. Someone tried to kill Vic and I last night. Vic and me.
Vic and I was
No, it wasn't.
The response comes back, what's for trade?
Hmm. Ah. I guess I'd type back what piques your interest.
There is a long pause. With the response being, do you know where Mariah is?
Who's Mariah? Out of game. I don't remember who.
Yeah, I'm blinking. I'm sorry. It's a lot to keep up with.
That would be the Scourge.
Oh, Joan Jett.
Joan Jett. Okay. I
Okay.
always forget her name is Mariah.
And the last time we saw her was...
Saw her? That was probably me and Idaho's duo session. I don't think we've seen her since then. We've heard of her and we know what she's doing, but I don't think we've seen her since for a long time. She's the one who's also collecting the information against Charles. So
and going after the...
Right. So we went to Gigi with our information. He was telling us that she was the one that was very close to finding out exactly what we already brought to them. So she's the one who's like, if we don't report this stuff soon or like release it on our own, she's gonna release it.
Yeah. I guess I would just give her that update. We have not seen her since XYZ.
Sunny responds back with anything else.
Hmm.
You mean anything else I need or anything else about Mariah?
I would interpret that as being that's not information that's really worth anything. Do you have anything else?
Oh. So they if I can't give more information on Mariah, then that's a dead end. Okay. Unless you know what Anas wants or would find valuable, it's for me it's kind of hard to think ahead of like what to offer.
So as kind of a general rule, Nosferatu are always looking for secrets. So anything that you would know that you don't think would be widely available knowledge to anybody else is something that Anas is going to be covetous of.
They trade on information.
Well, yeah, I
So
get that point. It's just Alice is, as far as I've tried to flesh this character, doesn't tend to keep too many damn secrets. So, um, I mean, I'm guessing that she would know already that Sabine's club had been cleaned out, but would she be interested in knowing that someone's trying to utterly destroy it or hide bodies down there?
I mean, you won't know that until you tell her. Like, you just tell her and see if she's interested. If not, then no.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
guess
kind of
I
how I
would
deal with Nas. Like, you just tell them stuff until you they
till they're like,
finally,
ooh, yeah,
like,
I
oh,
guess I
okay,
would
I'm
say,
interested in that.
we haven't told too many people, but Vic and I were nearly killed out at Sabine's old place, lured there into a trap. So I don't know if that interests you as far as who the hell is behind all this.
The response comes back as would be more interested in perpetrators, less in the incident.
Hence why I'm messaging you about the key. I pulled the key from the bulldozer that tried to bury Vic and I alive or undead, whatever. Um, but yeah, I have the key with the print.
At about this point, you guys pull up to the house. It is a duplex. Uh, it's nice, probably built about 100 years ago. Brick outside, roof's not in the best condition it's ever been in. 2 stories. Um, Grass in the yard's mostly dead. Fences in slight disrepair. Doesn't look like it's dilapidated. Just looks like it.
Somebody lazy.
Yeah, whoever is living here does not exactly spend a whole lot of time on yard work or house repair here. Car that's out on the street is old. It's like an 80s model Chrysler with a donut. So, how are you guys going to approach this?
That's a good question. I was going to ask Al, how do you want me to approach this? Do you want me to go in like,
Well, don't we
I
have kind of a system down for this kind of thing, you and me?
I'm saying I also, can go unseen. So like if you wanted to try and handle things like, verbally with me being unseen, and if he tries to run away or tries to do anything, then I just pop.
First of all, can we even tell that there's anyone in the house? Are there lights on? Is there any signs of life at all?
Yes, the house, all the curtains and everything are pulled, but the house is lit up. There's lights on, porch light is on.
Okay. So you want me to go about this diplomatically until he starts shitting and you'll pop out of the shadows?
I'm asking you. I'm saying
No,
that's an
I'm
option.
clarifying that's what you're describing.
I can do that. Yeah, that's what I was describing. But yeah, I can. This is
I
Marla. This is
I think our best bet at first is to both go in unseen and just scout through the front windows.
Okay.
And at least just get eyes on the inside. And then if we get nothing or whatever, I'll approach the door, play stupid. I'm sorry, I'm so lost and my phone's dead. And we see what happens.
Works for me.
Yeah.
We're both sneaky then.
Yeah.
So, as you approach the house, Vic, the smell of blood is almost overwhelming.
Mm.
It is. It just smells like an abattoir. There is. And it is not new, fresh blood. This is old blood.
Mm.
As you guys creep up to the front and try to look through the windows, it is difficult to get a real clear picture of what's going on uh, inside the house. Uh, all of the curtains have been pulled. Um, you can hear TV on, and lights are on, but you guys can't. There doesn't appear to be any real motion inside the house. There doesn't appear to be any sort of
What if, I look at Vic and I go,
We can't see each other if we're invisible. If we both went unseen, we can't see each other.
oh yeah.
See, you pointing at your nose means nothing.
But I could whisper as long as it's a whisper, right?
As long as it's a whisper, yes.
Then I would tell you to use your bloodhound.
If you guys now, let me double check this really quick because I might have. You guys might both need to make a rouse check.
I think we do actually. The unseen passage says rouse check for me, so I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're using unseen passage, you both need to make a rouse check.
God damn it!
How did you roll twice? Hold on. When I clicked re-roll, did it roll out for Alice? I'm not sure what just happened.
Yeah, if you're clicking on the reroll, it uses.
Yeah, if you noticed where the reroll button says my name, that's where I clicked it. But because you re-rolled and there's nothing underneath, that means it was a re-roll off of my roll.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good.
From now on.
So Vic is good, but I'll get hungry as you are sitting there trying to look through the window. You can feel it coiling around your stomach almost painfully. That ever present, ever consuming need. So, what is your next step? What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I would just whisper, bloodhound. You smell anybody?
I smell a lot of blood.
Would that be too overwhelming for you to smell any people?
No. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of describing what Knox was saying. With that,
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm smelling a lot of Blood. A lot of old blood. I don't know. I'm half tempted to burn this house to the ground. Damn whoever's in it. But we need information.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the information, I'd burn the place down.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Well, you still didn't technically answer my question.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you smell people?
No, he just smells blood.
Okay. I was like, is it so overwhelming? And then you just rehashed. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go knock on the door.
No answer.
And you said bloodhound. I don't smell any. Like I don't smell people kind. I don't smell kindred. I don't smell ghouls. I don't smell anything here.
No, not from here.
Is there a gate to the backyard?
Yeah, you could, or I mean, it's the fence is not a.
Oh,
It's not
that's
like a
yeah.
3
It's
foot.
the fence is
That's
fucked up. I say we crawl back here and see what we see.
if you're heading into the backyard, it is basically the same as the outside. Lights are on. You can see that the lights are on. Um,
How did very quickly? How did my conversation with Gigi end?
with Sunny, you
Or
didn't.
Sunny?
She didn't.
Sorry.
She didn't respond after that.
Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything.
As you head into the backyard, it's just more of the same. It's a lot of windows with lights on in them. All of the windows, incidentally, you notice, have the lights on in them, but all of the curtains are pulled.
And if I step, is it 2-story house, 1-story?
It's a 2-story.
And if I kind of lean back to look up at the second floor, does it look like any of the light is coming straight through, or does everything seem like it's shuttered as well?
I'm not really understanding
With the
question.
curtains pulled. Like, you know how, like, if you're looking up at a second story and it's extremely bright, then that would denote, like, there's probably no curtain in the way. Can we tell from the ground?
From where you are, yeah, you can see all the curtains and shutters are pulled upstairs. The windows are closed. Still lights on. Literally lights in every single window.
Vic, I get a bad feeling. I think we should just kick the fucking door down.
This could be another trap too. I'm
You
not opposed to
thinking
kicking
that
the
with
door
what
down.
you're smelling, there's not possibly like slashed up bodies inside there?
No, I definitely think there might be slashed up bodies inside it.
Okay, then what do you suggest?
I'm not saying we don't. That's what I said. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just pointing out the fact that this could be another trap. But you know,
Well, I was the one
smell
that
is
told you that the
alive.
last round was a trap. So we know what's going on here. It doesn't mean we have to go in. Kicking the door in should at least give us some idea of what's in the foyer or on the stairs or toward the kitchen, whatever the fuck is going on.
All right, then I guess we're breaking our unseen passage, and I'll go to the back door, and I'm a scout first, looking for security cameras.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think. Yeah.
and then I'll break through the back door. I don't have to necessarily kick it in. I could just probably just like lightly shove and break the lock off with my strength.
It's true. It's true.
When you push, the house is so old that with your strength, it is really easy for you to basically push the door open, and it pushes right out the frame on the back side of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, the smell of blood is overwhelming. Stepping into the house, into the kitchen, it is a kitchen laminate floor, dishes piled up in the sink. It's not like frat house or hobo dirty, but it is the house of that. Like it's there's never any real cleaning ever done. It's always ever spot cleaning or things like that. The trash is kind of overflowing. Um,
It's
when
Amber's
you
room. Sorry, just kidding.
when you walk through the kitchen and into the living room, that is when the smell goes from being almost overwhelming to just slap you in the face amounts of gross. There are 3 bodies who are around the table. They look like they were sitting around the kitchen table. Has like one of those plaid red and orange um, plastic kind of sheets that's over top of it. Um, all 3 people are laying hunched over their plates, uh, arms sagged by their sides. It appears that it's a slightly older man and woman and a much older woman. Um, all of them have had their wrists cut.
Can we tell that they've been drank from?
No. There's no certainly without touching the bodies and with only just what you're seeing there. There's no indications here that this was a
So
There's
at
a
this
lot
point,
of blood
it's
around, like undrunk blood.
yeah, it's just poured out of them, and
Yeah,
it's also old blood because it's all congealed and there are flies everywhere.
So who is this crazy motherfucker? Because it stands to reason if the key let us here, then he was here. So the guy that killed or attempted to kill us could theoretically be the killer here.
He's definitely got some connection. There's no way there'd be all this blood and all these dead people here in this house if he had no connection to it.
And it certainly didn't happen just last night.
Yeah. I guess we look around. Was it in? Do I have an investigation? No, I don't. I can't investigate shit.
Me either. I could... Insight?
You can use insight. The most common one for when you are attempting to. So, the closest thing that Vampire the Masquerade has to a quote perception check, a la D&D, is wits and awareness.
Okay.
If you were looking for something, if you were looking at a situation and attempting to, like, kind of take a wide view on it, maybe I would say wits and insight is a good roll.
I think I'd do that.
They're both the same to me, so it don't matter.
Oh. Wait, where do I click on it? Under...
down by skills, you can click on either insight or awareness, and then add wits in the roll.
Oh, okay. See it now.
Oh, you've got a lot of
nothing.
Man, having 6. You can re-roll all 3 of those though, because they're all 5s.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want to re-roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So the easy way to re-roll.
Yep.
Jesus. Not that way. That's not the easy way to re-roll. That's the hard way to re-roll. Just kidding.
But that is the correct way to do it. So here is the what out. You're looking around, and it is the with all of the blood and the flies and the voices in your head that are whispering and whining and it saying things, but it sounds just outside of where you can hear in your head. It's too distracting in here for you. It's too difficult for you to grab onto anything particular. Vic, you step into the living room and you are looking around. There are pictures all over the walls. Um, it is only when you look at one of the photos and your brain, you kind of squint your eyes a little bit and the curly hair in the photos becomes a little straighter and you see it in a different set of think about a different set of clothes that you realize that the girl who's in the photos was the same woman who you were in the
trapped
hole.
with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the chick's house who we were in the hole with. That's the connection.
So
And
this is
everything
probably just some rando killer who dropped the body off first. We somehow wandered down there and he just covers up the hole because he's trying to get rid of her and we just happened to be in the way?
Oh, I think it was more than that. But I don't know. I don't think we showed up there by chance, especially when when you did your premonition, it showed that Marla. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Marla had been there herself, even if she wasn't there when we got there.
So, worth mentioning about premonition. And this is kind of a specific thing. Premonition is the last person to touch or interact with an object.
Mm.
So, it is not too difficult, or I guess it's not too big of a stretch, is a better way of putting it, to be able to make that connection. Because this woman was wearing Marla's clothes. Like you could smell Marla's stuff on it. So that she was the last person to interact with this stuff means that there is some connection likely between her and Marla.
Are
But
there
it's
any
also
like bills or mail lying around that we could get an idea of the names of these people?
yeah. Who's are you looking for? What is the
I
information?
would just take check of each different name because there's obviously the two that were somewhat connected, husband, wife, whatever. Then the elderly female who we can surmise possibly was their mother. And then we've got dead girl in the hole or OD girl in the hole. So that's approximately possibly 4 different names. And that's not to count Mr. Key. So that's 5 names.
I don't think Mr. Key lived here. I just think he was here.
I'm just involving all parties in this loop.
I just don't think we're gonna find his name here, unfortunately. Having seen what I mean, we'll see what Storyteller says. I just doubt we're gonna find his name here.
So the three names that are on the mail is Phil Harmeyer, Rachel Harmeyer, and Maris Fager.
Only one female name?
No, two. Rachel, Maris.
Rachel.
So are you guys going, what are you going to do? Are you guys going to continue to investigate the house or are you going to
I checked my phone. Do I have anything yet from any of the people I've put out word to? Nolte, Sunny.
Nolte has. You have a text from Nolte. Nolte says that he is not currently in a position where he has access to the fingerprinting
Okay.
facilities.
All right, I text back. Thank you. Thanks anyway. Can't share the senses with the dead.
Can, I just don't know if you want to.
I mean, you know people who could, theoretically.
Yeah, the Tremors. Possibly.
I was gonna say the Hekata.
Well,
I
the
would
Hakata.
try sense the
Oh.
unseen, but I just don't get the feeling there's anything here.
I think you mentioned the Hakata because I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. But this is gonna leave it. We already had that run in with the Hakata dude at the hospital, so we already didn't have a Hakata. Like,
I don't know. At this point, man, I'm kind of thinking we should just call 911 for a welfare check and leave. I mean, I don't.
Just going from place to place, calling 911.
Hey, I mean, here's the deal though. If this is put in their records and investigated, then eventually Nolte could have access to all the records of what happened here. Let the cops do all the digging.
I'm not opposed to that. As long as they're.
You know, we called about OD girl. If she makes it and she's laid up in a hospital somewhere, we can go talk to her.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving her for fucking dead.
You would have that information. Given where you called from, it's not too difficult to figure out what hospital she would be at. I mean, they're not going to move her to.
She's probably just at county, whatever fucking where they
She's at
take
Bentob.
crackheads and stuff like that. Bentob, yep, she at Bentob. So, yeah, I surmise better to talk to the living than the dead. We can go invest and check with this girl.
So you guys are leaving.
I mean, unless there's anything else, Vic, that you think we need to. We got some names.
I mean, we did our search, like our perception search of the house, and all we came up with was the picture and stuff. So I don't know what else.
Yeah, I say we make the anonymous call and then head over to the hospital.
So when you on the drive over to the hospital, what are you going to tell? What is your plan? How are you going to approach this?
The 911 call or the girl?
The girl.
We could pretend to be her parents. We have their names.
I'm not fucking sure we're old enough for that.
What are you talking about? I'm like 70 years old.
Then you're like, sir, there ain't no way. Honey, I moisturize. Let me think.
Well, we have her name.
Let me think. Don't I get a bonus to... No, I think I'm reading that wrong.
What are you looking at?
Dementation. Because of being Bahari, but I think that's only towards followers of Cain. Or is that intimidation?
Intimidation.
Okay, that's okay.
I mean, if you want to if you want to attempt to out these people, like go to the hospital and spill the beans on the Masquerade and tell them all about Kane. And then after you've intimidated them with that, and then reveal that you're a Bahari. I mean,
No, I have to reveal.
theoretically,
I have to reveal it first. If that's the way I read it, it only counts if they know of my association.
right? But in order for them to be Canites, then they have to believe in Kane first.
Yeah. I mean, I do have 3 in persuasion. I would hope that would be enough if I had to be slick. So I think that is this the same hospital Marla was in?
No, it is a different hospital this time.
Okay, so I shouldn't be recognized. Okay. I think I would just pull the same shit I pulled with Marla. Hey, my sister, I got a call that she was possibly brought here, maybe another hospital. I didn't get, too much information. I'm just checking around. That we think she may be OD'd somewhere. We were just wondering if she's been picked up.
Okay, so when you get to the hospital, there are very few people who are at this particular hospital when you walk in the front doors. It looks like most of at least this wing of the hospital seems like it's a lot of the administrative functions of it, which
Right.
many of these people have gone home. So when you walk in, it's a guy who is behind the counter wearing a uniform, uh, sitting there playing Hearthstone on his iPad. And he barely lifts his eyes up to you when you come up being like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, man, I hate to interrupt your game, but I'm kind of looking for my sister. We think she ran away and possibly OD'd, and I'm just trying to check some of the local hospitals to see if anybody's seen her. Is there any way you could maybe check a name for me?
He lets out a big sigh. He's like, he sets his iPad down. He pulls his computer and says, "Last name."
What was Rachel's last name?
Uh, the names. Are you asking what the names of the people who were at the house were?
Yeah.
It was Phil and Rachel Harmeyer and Maris Fager.
Maris figure then probably.
But Maris sounds like an old person name, so I think that might have been the old lady at the table.
Mm.
And if I fuck this up,
Got one chance. Flip a coin.
the other 2 names denote probably a married couple, so Rachel would have been the female at the table.
You could say she may have been checked in under this name, but her legal name is this name. Which name do you
That would use both. That's
just an outside idea?
I know, but you're being meta now, and that makes me feel bad if I do it.
Yeah, Vic's not that smart. He wouldn't be able to tell you to do that. So
Yeah, I guess I'll tell him that she's got like this street name she goes by, Maris or Mavis. God, what a weird fucking name that is. But yeah, I give him the name.
He searches and comes back and goes, "No, nothing under Maris. Sorry."
What about Rachel? Blah blah blah. I can't keep up with names from people that get introduced to my face, let alone
I know.
in
I'm just
conversation.
picturing somebody on the computer typing
Blah blah blah.
the last name and no results.
I'm awful. I know it. I've come to terms.
He types in and goes, "We have a Harmeyer who was admitted last night on an OD.
Yeah, that's what we said. OD.
She is up on the fifth floor, but he makes a really big, exaggerated motion looking at his arm, and he goes, visiting hours were several hours ago, though, so you're going to have to come back tomorrow.
Will she make it until tomorrow?
If she made it this long and they were able to pump her stomach, she's probably gonna be okay.
I was kind of saying that in character. I was.
When you ask that, Vic, he looks at you kind of over the rims of his glasses. He goes, "Do I look like a doctor or a security
guard?" Neither one.
Does Vic still have the cash from the wallet he robbed?
Yeah, actually.
I would say I would assume yes.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Vic's behind me, so I'm gonna kind of put my hand behind my back and give this.
Yeah. I'll pass some
as in,
cash
give me the. And I'm like, I'm hoping my persuasion works here. So is this the point where I roll?
Persuasion, so what are you? Bribery.
So I was gonna say,
bribery.
So what are you attempting to actually accomplish here? And I will tell you the roll for it.
Just like you don't understand. I work all day, like 12-hour shifts. I don't even get off until after dark. Could you just give me just a few minutes with her as I slide the money across the desk?
Okay, so we're gonna say you are both lying and attempting to be somewhat showy about it. So I would say this is going to be manipulation and persuasion.
Okay. Does it count that Vic's helping if he's the one that gave me the money?
No.
Damn it.
I can put on a puppy dog face, though.
Before I tell you the answer, do you want to re-roll 2 or 1? Yeah. Do you want to re-roll 1?
It's 1. Okay.
Hey.
So you slide the cash across, and he pockets it, and he gives you a really hard look, like he really wants to say something. But he stands up wordlessly and walks over to the elevator and gestures for you to follow.
Awesome. I thank him. Not that he sounds like he's going to care, but...
when you get up to the 5th floor, he walks to the nurse's office, and the guy who is standing behind, who looks... There's no way to say it. He looks greasy and a little sleazy.
Oh no, I'm flashing back to Kill Bill.
Me too. I was like, Kill Bill.
He sees you guys, and he opens his mouth to say something. The cop or security guard wordlessly walks up, reaches into his pocket, peels off one of the bills, and throws it across the desk. Like, doesn't even slide it, doesn't even try to be subtle or anything. Like, walks up and like basically flicks it at the guy, and then turns around and looks at you, Al, and says, "You've got 15 minutes."
Awesome. All I need. Thank you.
And heads to the elevator. He goes down. You can see that the nurse is just short of being apoplectic. He's just wanting to lose his shit at you guys.
Never. Yeah, I say we just head into the room.
heading to the room. She is laying there. Her eyes are barely open. She is only semi-conscious.
Mm.
You can, Vic, your bloodhound would go off. You can tell that she is still whatever that they put her on. That she is still basically coming down from the effects of the medication.
But is she lucid enough to talk?
You could probably talk to her.
Yeah, I try to get her attention, sit kind of close, and, be really gentle with her. And did we confirm that she is Rachel, or he just kind of went with it?
He didn't. He only searched by the last name.
Okay.
By Harmeyer.
All right. So I guess I'd say, Miss Harmeyer, hey, are you awake? Can you talk with me for a moment?
She gives you a real weak nod.
We're here trying to investigate what happened to you and why you ended up where you did. Can you give us any details?
She kind of gives a weak shake of her head. She says, I don't know. The last thing I remember was I was in my hospital room with this really sweet girl.
She was roommates with Marla.
And my family visited. And my dad kept talking about this building he was working on. And when he left, we kind of laughed about it and we kind of bonded a little bit. She was really sweet. And then some guy walked in later that night and just was talking with her and convinced her that she needed to go with him. And then she says, I'm really sorry. I don't.
It's okay.
Like, I keep trying to think about what he looks like, and he just doesn't look like anything. He was just like the most bland, boring person I've ever seen in my life. It was just totally forgettable.
Well, let's backtrack a minute. The girl, was her name Marla?
I think so. We didn't. I only talked to her a little bit. She was so sweet to me, but we didn't. I mean, I was in here for an OD, and I guess she was too. I don't know.
But when
she left me some of her clothes and.
Okay. So from the time that they took you from the hospital to where you ended up down in that hatch basement area, can you tell us anything about that time?
She kind of gives you kind of her face kind of scratches up. She goes, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't remember any of that. She's like, the last thing that I remember was that she left, and after that they discharged me, and I went right back to my dealer to score, and that was the last thing that I remember.
Hmm. Where do you usually go to score? Where's your dealer?
Uh, she says, I usually go. Um, it's a club that's downtown. It's really rich. I don't ever actually go in. I always end up just scoring in the parking lot there.
Trinities?
She goes, that doesn't sound familiar. She goes, it's she goes, it's I can't. She's kind of like fading in and out of consciousness. She's like, I can't remember.
Anything else you want to ask her, Vic?
She's downtown. Does she remember any crossroads? Any streets?
She kind of lightly shakes her head. She goes, I. She goes,
Any visual?
Is it near a McDonald's? Anything, darling. Believe me, we want to sort all this out. You were attacked. You may not remember it, but we have figured this out, and we're just trying to backtrack and figure out who did this to you.
She raises her hand up, puts it on her head like she's having a headache. When she does, the arm of the gown rolls up a little bit, and on the underside of the arm, you see those telltale teeth marks.
I mean, our club isn't considered downtown, right? We're over on the west side, right?
Right.
Okay, just making sure. Because I'm looking at the map and I'm trying to figure out where the fuck what would be down there.
Yeah, the map doesn't really tell you what is
I
downtown.
see the theater. If downtown's considered central, all I'm seeing is the theater and Threnodi's old place. So either there's a new game in town.
It's possible.
Well, not to reiterate the point, but she also never went in the club.
Right.
Yeah. And she's not kindred, so it's not like this could be like, it's not like this necessarily has to be a kindred club. This could just be a purely human, human based club that she goes to score off of, because she's just going for drugs. She has no vampire connection other than when she lifted her arm and we saw the bite mark. So,
and it is a nasty bite mark.
Like, so they didn't even bother to heal it.
Yeah, no, this looks exactly like what you've seen on Marla before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
okay.
Her and Marla are both being tracked now, or both.
Which leads me to believe they possibly have the same dealer.
Yeah, it's definitely a connection worth checking out. I'm not, but it's going to be hard to find the dealer if she can't give us information as to what club or where to go. You see, they said somewhere downtown, so
yeah,
it doesn't give us a whole lot to go off of. I mean, if it's downtown Austin, there's 50 clubs and
well,
just a few street blocks. So.
I mean, we've gotten some info from her, but nothing that's gonna
give us a solid lead.
Yeah, at this point, I think I would just ask her if I could take her picture to add to her file.
She's basically at the point where she is almost unconscious now.
Yeah, I would just snap a photo with my phone, and yeah, we
might get a
would
photo of her ID too. Just pull her ID out of her wallet and take a photo and then put it back. We're not taking it or anything,
Yeah.
but just
I think at that point we'd be done.
So, as you
that's our 15 minutes.
As you go to leave, the nurse looks at you and says, "Oh, yet another one for Miss Harmeyer."
Ooh, another one, huh?
Actually, we're investigating the crime that happened to Miss Harmeyer. So anything you can let us know about previous visitors would really be helpful for us.
He folds his arms and he goes, "Oh, I'm sure you are." He kind of leans over at his hips with his arms still crossed, and he goes, "I know exactly what you two are."
Really, why don't you go ahead and enlighten me? You know so fucking much.
He very smugly he goes, "Parasites. You're just parasites. Just like the other one."
Well, unless I know who the fuck the other one is, mister, I think it's a pretty shitty thing to compare.
He goes, "All of you here just to feed on her corpse." He goes, "Just like him," and he thumbs his head down the hallway.
Ooh. Is he still here?
When you turn around, Vic, the person who is walking down the hallway is the very definition of the blandest person that you have ever seen in your entire life. Like, this person is so innocuous and
That's him.
that you can't, like, it's difficult even while you're looking at him to attempt to make out features.
And would this be
And
Key Guy?
as he sees you, no.
Okay.
Key Guy is currently was face down in some spaghetti.
Oh, that was that. Okay. I didn't make that connection. Okay.
As he sees you walking down sees you at the nurse station, as he's walking down, his gait starts to slow.
If
So what
Vic
I
stands,
thought it was breaking up.
oh, I don't have celerity. Michael has celerity.
I do.
Yeah, but you throwing that out in front of this home dude. Unless I end up doing cloud memory on him.
I don't have blink, so I can't just teleport, but I have celerity.
My only concern is exposing Masquerade in front of homeboy here, but if I...
I'm not going to do anything to expose the Masquerade, but I can move pretty quickly for my size, at least.
Okay, as long as we don't think we're gonna fuck with this guy. I say
So what are you
close in and put an arm on him.
Yep.
So are you going to? So what are you guys going to do? Are you going to take off after him?
I am. I see this guy who matches the description of the guy that had been described to us earlier. So yeah, I'm gonna try and grab him if I can.
So when you start after him, he breaks into a dead run, running in the opposite direction from you.
Sure he does.
So
I just kind of hope Vic is speedier.
So it is a foot chase. Al, Vic, you're chasing after him. Al, what are you doing?
I turn around smugly and look at homeboy and say, thanks for all your fucking help. Have a great night. And then just bolt, taking after Vic.
So this guy's running down the hall. Vic's chasing after him. Al's chasing after Vic. Vic, I need you to roll your dexterity and athletics.
I'll re-roll 2. Spend the willpower.
Okay.
Oh well, that's something. It's 3 at least.
Okay.
Can I do from coming in on the floor and having to cut through the floor to get to the nurse's station? Would I have been able to get enough of a look of the layout to cut this guy off?
Well, as he's running right now, the direction that he's going is not a direction you've been in. So
Okay.
You don't know
Okay.
where.
I thought he might be trying to backtrack to the elevators.
It's entirely possible that there are elevators on that side of the building.
Mm.
Okay. So
Should we cut in for a bio break? I know it's kind of mid-action, but it's like almost
Also-
7:20.
With celerity, I guess that it's a rouse check, so I would have had to have set a rouse check beforehand. Never mind.
if you want, we can take a quick break.
Cool.
Want to take a 10-minute break?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back at the 30.
Yep. Do. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us after the break. We had some in real life stuff come up. It's just the nature of the beast of streaming. Things happen and sometimes you have to cut short. So I want to thank you guys for being with me here tonight. We will continue this adventure again soon. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and I will talk to you later. Stay tuned for a raid.